Hey guys, so today we're taking a look at the ZENKAI Revival UI Goku. This is going to be the breakdown video for him. We do have some other things as well. We should have a new Awaken equip this week, and there's some new events. Not as packed of a week as I was hoping, but we'll see what this guy does, and then we'll talk about some of the other stuff as well. So clearly for this character, let's take a look at his stats first. Okay, these are very high. This is, remember, this is with the arts boost on this character. I don't have this guy arts boosted. Probably not going to arts boost him just because they still don't give a lot of the art seeds out, and I just want to hold on to them just in case. I have enough material to arts boost like one character of every type right now, and yeah, I'll probably hold on to this. But these stats are very high. This is before he transforms. We're talking, if you take out the 13,000 to stats here, he's still over 290 to both offenses. 290 to both offenses, and then he's at, what is that, like 183 strike defense, 186 blast defense as a revival character before he transforms. That's not bad. That is certainly good. So that's looking pretty good so far. All right. I do also have his pre-Zenkai kit pulled up in a separate window so we can compare what he's doing now to what he did before the Zenkai. Let's take a look at his blue card first. So let me just pull this up so I can see here. Massive damage, 30% special move damage on activation. That's the same. On hit, cancels enemies' attribute upgrades and 3 sub count. Yeah, the canceling attribute upgrades is new. That's the only thing that changed with this. Okay. The green card. Let's see this. Draws a blast card, 50 key, vanishing gauge by 70%. Okay, that actually goes up from 50. This is actually pretty big. The difference between 70% vanish and 50% is pretty substantial. So I'll take that. And then 20% damage. So I was hoping they might have given him cover null on this, but they did not. 70% vanish is good. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at his other abilities here. Main ability, destroys entire hand, draws 4 cards, health plus 10%, key by 50. So far, that's all the same. Damage plus 15% uncancelable. Okay, that is new. And that is going to carry over to his post-transformation as well, which is good. Nullify special cover changes and type neutral for 10 counts. Those are both the same. Yeah, so the only thing that changed on this was giving him 15% permanent damage. Actually, you know what? I will take that. I actually didn't think this main ability was that bad. It was pretty solid. You get a full hand, type neutral, you get key back. I mean, there's not really much to complain about with this. It's pretty simple and basic, but it's effective. And I'll take the damage buff. Sure. All right, we know he's buffing green universe reps. Yep. So this guy's going to be a really good bench character, potentially, if you get any new green universe reps characters. This is like the same combo as its green god topo, I believe. Green god topo buffs green universe reps with the Zenkai ability. And then I think he buffs green universe survival saga with his Z ability, or just universe survival saga with his Z ability. And God Key. All right, let's check out his abilities here. So starter ability, 130% damage, 120% damage guard, key recovery 80%, draw speed +1. Yeah, he already had the draw speed and key recovery. He had 65% reduced damage received and 90% damage inflicted base. Until transformation, 30% damage. If there are 2 other tag universe rep or tag god key ally battle members, damage plus 20%. Okay. Yeah, they talked about that in the Twitter preview where he's going to get stronger if you have a full universe reps or god key lineup. I don't think that's the worst idea. Here's the thing with this, right? If they're going to give the character a restriction, I guess there's 2 ways you can look at this, right? If they're going to give the character a restriction, make it worth it. This to me isn't really even worth it. It's just like an extra little perk he gets for being ran on universe reps or god key. 20% damage is not going to make or break this character. Duh. I think for characters like Kid Goku, right, where we have Kid Goku who gets like, what is it, 10% more damage guard and 20% more damage for being next to a DB character, that is a condition that should have been way stronger because the team needed much more help. Whereas like God Key, I feel like God Key is always going to have good options. Universe Rep just got a ton of options. So I don't know. Maybe what they could have done with this is 20% damage if you have one or more other universe rep or tag God Key battle member, and then maybe give him like another buff if you have 2 or more, right? That could have been what they did with this. But so if he add up all this damage, I mean, he's getting 50% from this part and this part together. So he's going up to 180 here. Plus we have the 15% here. It's 195, which is okay, I guess. When health reaches 0%, revives into UI sign Goku. On battlefield entry, 30 key, cancels attribute downgrades, destroys 1 enemy card. I don't believe he destroyed a card before, so that is new. Okay, I mean, sure. Destroying 1 enemy card is like the minimum possible disrupt effect you would have in this game at this point. Turning the tide of battle, every 3 times counts when on battlefield. He gets 10% damage, all arts cost -1. That's the same, I believe. I remember him having this. Yeah. Yep, that's the same exact effect. Yep. And then once you get those stacked up, so let's say you have the full effects up, you have the 50% damage buff, and you have the -5 to arts cost. This does not carry over to the transformation, right? It says effects reset on transformation. When on battlefield and enemy switches, he's going to draw a green card once. He's going to get 30% damage for 10 counts, key recovery plus 40%, and then all enemy sub counts plus 2. Okay, so there's a few things with this that actually changed. Him drawing a green card is the same. He gets 30% damage now instead of 20%. He gets 40% key recovery instead of 20%, and the all enemy sub counts plus 2 is new. That could be relatively annoying, and for those of you who fought Zenkai Blue Kid Buu last year when he got his Zenkai, that's kind of the same effect that Kid Buu has. By the way, this should also count towards tag characters, so if you tag, you're going to have +2 sub count. Okay, sure. I mean, you know, there's a lot of different like facets of this character where he gets damage inflicted. 15% damage here. Starts off with 130, then gets 30 until he transforms, then gets 20 if you run him next to other characters. Then he's getting 10% every time 3 counts elapse up to 5 times. Then when the enemy switches, he's getting 30% more damage. So there's a lot of different ways this character gets damage, but I don't know, like in an ideal scenario, what is he at? He's at, let's just assume the enemy switches once, he's at 30%. This is fully built up, it's 50, that's 80%. Then you're getting 20 from here, that's 100, 130, 260, 275 from the main. That's a lot of hoops to jump through just to get the same amount of damage inflicted that the UI Goku gets on entry. Same thing with Vegeta, right? Vegeta and Goku are both getting like, what is it, 270 damage when they enter. That's basically what you're going to have with this character with like all these conditions fulfilled. All right, so these are going to be new abilities here. To an even higher plane on arts use 1 time, activates activations reset on switch, draws a card, enemy card, arts cost +3. Drawing a card is good, but the enemy arts cost +3 is whatever. On vanishing step, draws a, he draws a green, that's actually pretty good. Draws a green card on vanish, health +10%, damage +15%. That's like Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. The only thing I wish this did is I kind of do wish it destroyed a card in your hand to draw the green. Because if you have a full hand and you draw the green, it's not gonna really matter, right? Only happens once, but I do think that is actually pretty effective, and the reason why is because this will allow him to remain on the battlefield for longer, so you can get this built up easier. So this is not bad. Also another condition to get damage. When on standby, an enemy activates special move arts. Damage guard +30% for 3 counts, sub count -3. It's actually pretty interesting. Damage guard for when the enemy uses a special move and you're on standby. He's already got 120, right? And he's getting an extra 30 when the enemy uses a blue. He's going to be at 150. So 150 damage guard when the enemy uses a blue and this guy's on standby. Something they could have added to this is give him like, I don't know, 15% healing or something. But I guess we'll take that. When on standby, an enemy activates ultimate/awakened arts or rising rush, ally health restoration +20% for 15 counts. Also, if there are 2 other universe rep or tag, okay, that is a heavy condition, or tag God Key ally battle members, sub count -7. This is probably the biggest buff this character got, at least before transforming. This is what I was mainly looking for on this character. When you have second life characters that not only aren't just endurance, but revive, succession, comeback, anything like that, indestructible, it's the most important part of those characters is their ability to be able to swap back in very quickly after switching out. So the -7 subcount there is really big because you just swap into this guy and he will eat the he'll eat the big attack and then you'll be able to revive, right? It is heavily conditioned. You don't you can't just throw this character on Sun Family and he'll be able to do this. You got to run him next to other GOKU Universe Rep units. Sure. I mean, again, that is the biggest upgrade this guy got. Special cover change is the same against strikes. All right, so what is actually carrying over to the post-transformation in terms of damage? This is, so you definitely want to make sure you use this guy's main ability before you revive, because you get the 15% damage that's going to carry over. So 15% damage there. We have 130% damage here. That's 145% damage. If you have this condition fulfilled, this is going to carry over. It's 165% damage when you have the other two Universe Rep or Tag God Key battle members. And I think that's it, because this doesn't carry over. This is temporary. This is temporary. Yeah, so it's 165% damage that's carrying over to the post-transformation. All right, let's go ahead and check out what his stats are looking like once he transforms. Yeah, okay. These are very high stats. So again, without Arts Boost, he's at basically 310,000 to both offensive stats, which is very high. That is really, really high. He's got 100 and what is that, like 94,000 strike defense. He's got almost 200,000 blast defense. So in terms of stats, this guy is a monster. And that might be something that people look at, like even if this guy doesn't get a ton of damage inflicted, but this is going to help him a lot. The fact that his stats are this high, and also the fact that his strike attack is pretty much equal with his blast, means you can probably swap him pretty effectively onto a strike-based Universe Reps team, right? Because that's really what we're going to go with here most of the time, right? Goku is strike-based. Goku is by far the best character in Universe Reps. UI Goku, so you're probably going to want to run him next to UI Goku. Even if you don't run him next to UI Goku, you can run him on a blast team as well with Kaba, Vegeta, 17. So this guy has a lot of flexibility on the Universe Reps team in terms of what he's able to do. All right, let's see the blue card. What I'm really looking for here is blue card damage when he transforms. That is going to be this character's bread and butter, because this is going to allow him to kill the blue UI Goku. All right, massive damage. 30% special move damage, damage guard penetration 50%, and then nullifies endurance. So this actually did not change at all. And this is actually not a blue card I expected them to change, because this is already good. Right, 30% damage with massive, it being a ranged blue, 50% damage guard penetration, and nullification of endurance on this card. Like, this is one, still, honestly, still to this day, this is one of the better blue cards in the game. This is going to be a very, very big tool for this character. All right, the green card draws a card. Actually, this did not draw a card before he's ZENKAI, so that is new. 50 key is the same. 40% unique gauge on this. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong. It was my bad. I'm looking at the pre-transformed one. Yeah, no, but it still didn't draw a card. 50 key is the same. Yeah, so this goes to from 30% unique gauge to 40% unique gauge. So that is actually pretty big. Any extra unique gauge you can get from any of this character's abilities is going to help him a lot. 20% damage is the same, and the nullifies attribute downgrade / unroll conditions is the same, but that is good because you can pop this and then freely combo against Daima and not have to worry about getting paralyzed. So that is good. All right, let's take a look at his main ability here. He draws a blue card. That's the same. 70 key is the same. Unique gauge 50% is the same. Next, activated special move damage plus 50% is the same, and then -5 to strike and blast arts costs for 20 counts is the same. Okay, so this literally did not change at all, unless I'm just missing something. Yeah, this is all the same. Nothing here changed. Sure. All right, let's take a look at his unique. Remember, he's entering with 165% uncancelable damage, assuming you pop the main ability before he revived. Unique gauge 100%. Oh, actually, that's new. Actually, no, it's not new, but he only entered with 50% unique gauge before this. So now he gets 100% unique gauge, which of course, I mean, that's like a no-brainer, right? Obviously, you're going to expect him to enter with 100% unique gauge. Damage 40%. Oh, no, he did have 100%. Oh, what am I looking at here? I think this website is messed up, actually. Yeah, this website. Okay, hold on. I'm just not even gonna look at this anymore. Unique gauge 100%, damage 40%, damage 30% for 80 counts. I remember that was lower. It wasn't 80. It was, I believe it was 60. I think it was 60 counts. So that actually goes up by a little bit, which is nice. Okay, so if you add those together, 70% damage. He's entering with like, what is that going to be? 235% damage. Card draw speed +1 is really good because he already has card draw speed. So this is actually level 2 card draw speed for 80 counts, and it is uncancelable. That's really good. Arts cost -5, and then nullify special cover change for 40 counts. Notice that this nullify special cover change is uncancelable. That means you can Rising Rush characters like Goku and Frieza. You can Rising Rush Beast Gohan with this character, and it will go through. Obviously, they have to be on standby. On battlefield entry, key +50, protect key. That's good. I don't believe he had that before because I don't think key protection even was an ability when this guy dropped. Cancel attribute downgrades, abnormal conditions, destroy one enemy card. Sure. All right, and then we have when on battlefield and enemy switches, 40% key recovery, enemy health restoration -20%, all enemy subcounts +2. When defeated, ally health +15%, ally damage +20%. Does he have that before? Death buffs? I don't think so. I don't think he had death buffs. Okay, sure, I guess. Death buffs on a reviving character when they lose their second life is interesting. Have we ever seen that before? I don't think so. Huh. On arts use one time, draws a card. Dude, that's crazy. He's got uncancelable double card draw speed, and he's going to be drawing a card from this. And he draws a card with his green, too. On strike / blast arts hit, unique gauge plus 10%. Cancel enemy attribute upgrades once. That's like a mini version of Mastered UI, right? Because Mastered UI gets 15% whenever he uses a Striker or Blast. This guy has to land a Striker or Blast to gain 10% 3 times. I don't know how good this is. It's probably worse than we're thinking it is, but it's at least interesting that he has that. He can kind of like maintain the gauge. I think the reason why they gave this to him, by the way, is just because a lot of the time with this character, because of the way he's designed, you're going to be swapping into him mid-combo, and they didn't want your gauge to just get depleted like by the end of your own combo, because then it kind of just defeats the purpose of the gauge. When on standby, an enemy activates special move arts, damage guard plus 30%, 3 counts, subcount -3. Okay, that's the same thing as the pre-transformed version. When on standby, an enemy activates Ultimate Awakened Arts or Rising Rush, ally health restoration plus 20%. If there are 2 other... okay, that's the same. Subcount -7 if there are 2 Universe Rep or God Key ally battle members. I guess that's why they gave him death buffs, right? Because he's going to still maintain this. On evade action activation, damage plus 20%. Remove card slot seal. Damage plus 20% for 10 counts. I feel like that's actually pretty good, and the reason why is because a lot of times when you swap into a UI Goku character, the opponent will just like quickly go for a quick attack, they'll quickly go for tap attacks, they'll quickly go for a tackle, and do that in succession to get rid of both of your charges. So you're going to be able to stack this up, right? Because it doesn't say cannot be stacked, so you're going to be able to stack that up to 40% damage, and then on top of everything else, he's got decent damage, but... special cover change is the same. Unique gauge is the same as well. Yep, nothing different about that. Okay, so that is Revival UI Goku's Zenkai Awakening. The most impressive thing about this character is the fact that his stats are this high, and also the fact that they gave him the subcount manipulation for himself to revive easier. I do like that. I was hoping for maybe a little bit more, like specifically blue card damage, because this is already something he had before he Zenkai. It was 50% special move damage on the main ability. So maybe if they did, I don't know, like on evade action activation or something, he gets like 20% blue card damage that may be stacked or something. That would have been really good. But I feel like he'll be better than people are thinking he'll be. I really do. So, excited to test him out. That is the Revival UI Goku Zenkai. Let's go back to the equipment page, because I think there's a new Awakened equip. There should be, because Russia's resetting. Let's see here. Here we go. It is the Vegeta vs. Kaba equip. This is for all Universe Rep characters. This is the only new equipment we're getting this week, which is kind of interesting. I expected them to do either a unique equipment for an LF character, whether it would be like Blue Kaioken Goku Evolution Blue Vegeta. They could have also done a unique equipment for like a 1% sparking like Yellow Roshi, or they could have done a platinum equipment for Ultra Hit. They did none of those things, which is a little weird. Base blast defense, 38%. That's a lot. 15% to pure blast defense when 3 battle members are Universe Rep. Slot 3 is 15% strike defense and 15% health restoration. Okay, so this is a fully defensive equip. I think if you're gonna do an equip like this, there's gotta be HP on here somewhere. I think what I would have done here is slot 1, lower the blast defense to like 15%, give this 10% health in slot 1, and this would have been a disgusting equip. I'm not really a huge fan of making like uber defensive equips without HP on it, because HP is the best defensive stat in the game by far. There's nothing that touches it. So this isn't bad. I mean, who are you going to use this on? Like, I think this could be good on Kale and Caulifla. I think this could be good on like Blue 17. It could be good on Vegeta if you're going down like the defensive Evolution Blue Vegeta path. But you're not going to use this on like UI Goku, the new Zenkai UI Goku. You're not going to use this probably on Kaba. So it's more so for like 17, right? 17, Kale and Caulifla could use this. But I think this should have had HP, right? You don't need to give this 38% base blast defense in slot 1. Lower that number down and give HP in that slot 2. Even just like 8% HP would have been fine in slot 1. Just give it some HP because you need that on a defensive equip. I don't think this is an equip where I would recommend you guys spend tons of resources on this. If you guys are using Kale and Caulifla and you like Kale and Caulifla, maybe this could be decent, but there's definitely other equips that I would recommend prioritizing before this one. I think that's it for the actual updates for like the data we can see here, because there's no other equips here. Next week, we should be getting a significant amount of more stuff. There's going to be a new co-op. There should be a new free-to-play character next week, and it's going to be the week before we have the part 2 banner, so there should kind of be some kind of hint dropping as well. Give me 1 second. I'm actually going to open up some data mines, and we can take a look at some of the new events coming out. All right, so we have Chance Time starting this week, which is, you know, it's like kind of like a fun little event. It's nothing serious. I like this. I do like Chance Time. It's just kind of like a, you know, lottery system thing. It's fine. So the content, we have the Zenkai Rush Battle. We have a new raid dropping, looks like, versus God Topo. The last one was versus Jiren, so versus God Topo makes sense here. The raid is dropping today, I believe, because the current raid goes away today. So usually raids start and end on Fridays, but for whatever reason in this anniversary, they're doing it on Wednesdays, so sure. There's going to be a Legends Anniversary Tower event. Let me actually open this in a new window and open this one too, just so we can see a better look at it. Anniversary Tower event, gathering of the mightiest warriors. Clear battles and get amazing rewards. So this is probably going to be something similar to what we had last year, where like different anniversary characters that we've had in the past get bonuses for being used in each stage. So yeah, this is fun. I think stuff like this should have dropped last week, right? Last week we had literally almost nothing that dropped on the reset day. This is exactly what they should have dropped last week. Legends Anniversary Tower, we have whatever this is. Leisure battle, it says 1 battle per day. If you guys remember what we had sort of like during the countdown during the anniversary with the Majin Buu event, where you could fight once a day or once every other day or whatever it was. This is basically, this is what it sounds like to me. Aim to clear once every 3 days. Yeah, it sounds like the Majin Buu thing. Get bonus rewards by clearing all stages. So just an extra like little event to get free stuff. But again, this should have dropped last week. I'm not sure why it didn't. Other than that, we have Hoi Poi coming, which is obviously very good as well. Hoi Poi is something that we were all questioning why it wasn't in the game yet. Something else we've been talking about that isn't in the game, and there doesn't seem to be any signs of it coming out, is the bingo event. I'm thinking maybe they're saving that for part 2, which I don't know why, because I believe it released for part 1 during the 6th anniversary and also for Legends Fest, but that is nowhere to be seen. But Hoi Poi looks like it's coming back. That's obviously very good. A lot of rewards you can get from Hoi Poi. The free anniversary Leisure Battles event that you can just get free stuff from, and then free stuff from the Legends Anniversary Tower event as well. There's this 7 days, actually no, this is different. This is not the 7-day 100 Legends Limited. This is 100 Legends Limited guaranteed 100 times summon. I think they talked about this in the Legends information. This is what we've gotten for the past few major celebrations. It's just 3 guaranteed Legends Limited characters at the end of the multi-summon, but you get a lot of stuff from this, so it is worth doing the missions to get these 100 tickets. And that should be it, I think, in terms of new events. We got some sleeves. I don't know why. Okay, sure. Interesting sleeves there. Zenkai for Revival UI Goku. We have some new PvP messages. Ultra Majin Vegeta's coming back. Golden Frieza, Janemba, Rose. And looks like that's it. Yeah, obviously goes without saying, skip all this nonsense. But yeah, that's it. And then we have the Awakened Equip, which you talked about already. Here's some events, missions, and that's it. So honestly, I'm a little underwhelmed by the update this week, considering last week we literally had basically nothing. So next week, I mean, I'm just going to be hoping for, again, more stuff that drops. I expect next week a free character. Co-op is resetting for a new equip there. I would at least hope we would get some kind of unique equip for a Legends Limited character next week, and or a Platinum equipment, because we need content. I mean, this is, we're already behind last year by a significant margin. So they got to put their foot on the pedal here and start giving us stuff, because this is not sufficient. So let me know what you guys think of the update this week. Let me know what you think of Revival UI Goku Zenkai. If you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.